What's up, CHFFL, and welcome to your 2023 Championship Week. We are all here to watch the Year of Marty come to a close. Will he be able to finish it off and get his first ever ring? I think Wes has a thing or two to say about it. Let's dive in. We're only going to go over 3 matchups today. We're going to do the Losers Championship, the third place game, and then, of course, the True Chip we'll save for last. The Losers Championship, we have Banis, who followed his 1-13 season with back-to-back wins in the postseason, and he's sitting on an extra first. So maybe that makes him a little less hesitant to take first overall. Would love to have top priority anyway. I know he, and Jason in particular, is probably plotting out how to have a revenge season next season. So good for them if they can win, but Max also looking for that top draft priority. Max went half in, missing a 4th round pick, not a great draft board, and he missed the playoffs, so this would be a good way to end the season on a high note. Third place game is really a great one. Shouldn't be overshadowed too much by the championship because we have 2 of our all-time CHFFL greats. Pa, who has won 3 championships, 4 conference titles, and 5 top 3 finishes, will go up against Mark. There's 2 championships to his name, 5 conference titles, and the most top 3 finishes in the league with 8. Parker, interestingly, has never gotten 3rd place. He's got the 3 championships, 2 second place finishes, so this would be one of the last firsts he has to cross off his resume. Can't wait to see who wins that one, but really we're all waiting for the ship. Wes, really the per season powerhouse out of all the non-OGs, undoubtedly has the most successful career, but it's all hinged on those 2 back-to-back ships. He would love to add to the legacy here and get the big payday versus Marty. Marty has been a long-time basement dweller. That's why I've been so excited this year, declaring it the Year of Marty before the first game was played, and here we are, the last week. Wes, as I mentioned, has only been in the league 10 seasons and has 2 ships. What else is there to say? There are 2 people who have been in the league the whole time and have none. One of those people is Marty. In 15 years in the league, Marty only has 1 third place finish, no second place finishes, no championship. So he's won 2 conference titles. I think that's counting this year, though. His last conference title didn't work out so well. This season, though, Marty has the most Team of the Week awards ever by a good bit. He has 7. Marty has been Team of the Week the last 3 weeks. Even on the bye week, he scored the most. He's coming in with all the momentum in the world. Let's jump right into these matchups. See who I see we have somebody watching. Any chats to answer before we jump over? No, not right now. Great. Let's go ahead and look. Thing testing. Here we go. And we'll start. Let's bump over to D Banis and the D Generation Eckler versus Max and the Soul Brothers in the losers bracket ship. Is that right? Should it be Max? Oh, man. I just gotta check real fast. Good. This 2023. Wes Marty. Yeah, Banis beats Dan. Okay, I don't know why. I just wanted to triple check there. Nobody had corrected me all week. Anyway, Banis, 17 points from Brandon Cooks in the... I feel like at this point, Banis and Jason are just doing it to mess with me because they've been consistently starting Thursday or early players. It was a Saturday, in this case, in the flex. You guys are better than that, but still, everybody who had a piece of the Cowboys passing game was happy last night, including Banis getting 17 points from Cooks. Max has had nobody go yet. ESPN currently has Max still projected to win even with that good game, though. Of course, all season, he's been a little bit higher ranked in terms of experts liking the team. Fantasy Pros has Max in an 82, and Banis still down in a 72, but you can't discount back-to-back wins. So where's Banis been getting a boost? Well, Calvin Ridley, 26 points last week, was very nice. Helped knock me out of the Dynasty Championship. Jerk. Oh, I'm still bummed about that. Otherwise, I'm not really sure, to be honest. Singletary has been getting the starts for Houston. Has 25 points in round 1 of the playoffs, only 9 last week. Baker Mayfield had a good game last week, 21, and he had 30 the week before, so he's been very startable. Certainly an advantage there over Max with Jarrett Stidham. Boy, quarterbacks must be tough to come by right now. Max is starting Stidham. Got Mike Evans, though, and Ayuk, probably a stronger wide receiver set most weeks. Jacoby Myers has been pretty good this year, 30th overall, mostly just steady. He had 16 points round one, 7 last week. Not want to spend too much time on this game. I would say I still probably like Max to win. Looking at Cordero Patterson and Okonkwo versus Goddard. 49ers have Washington. That's a pretty good matchup, but the way Atlanta's offense has been going, I like the Bears too there. Yeah, I'll take Max. Could be close, could go either way, and I wouldn't be surprised. All right, let's go on to our third place game. Starting to get to the big ones. We got Mark, the Can You Digs It Sucker versus Pa in the last game for the Gyeongbokgung royalty. Last time I'll have to say that until the second wedding in Korea. Mark got 7.3 from Jake Ferguson last night. So maybe not as much as he would have liked considering how many yards Dak threw for. But you didn't get a dud from your tight end. You're not too upset. Browns D, who Mark went out and traded a slight bit for, has been coming through. 17 points against the Jets. Always love when your defense can score a touchdown. That's a great start for him. And Michael Badgley with 8. So good start for Mark. Projected at 136, probably a little higher than he initially was. I don't think I caught it. Fantasy pros already liked him slightly more than Parker. Still have some big hitters to go. Lamar Jackson, Stephon Diggs, who really has been letting owners down right when they need him in the playoffs here. 8.8, 7.9 past couple weeks. Hoping that he's in Allen's ear and is going to get a ton of volume. Devonta Smith against Arizona seems like a pretty good matchup. Smith been above 10 points every week since week 8. He's a solid wide receiver too. Their side for Parker, of course, been a big story that Cooper Kupp has not really been Cooper Kupp. 30 points around one of the playoffs, back to only 11 last week. So if you aggregate the last 4 games, you're pretty happy with Kupp's performance. Bijan, after the hideous use round 1 of the playoffs, did come back and get 21 points last week. You hope that they continue to use him, but you just never know. You always feel a little hesitant with Arthur Smith running that offense. Jaco is questionable. Are we worried about this? I don't think so. He's been cleared of the concussion protocol, expected to play. That's good for Pa. Broncos against the Chargers. Now, the Chargers have been pretty pathetic recently, but 17 points is a tough spread to get over. 33 points on the bench with Ford. Weren't expecting him to play Ford, though, so you can't blame Parker for that. I can see this game going either way, too. Obviously, at this point, got everybody. Pa says, thanks for doing this. And sad to be here. Thank you, Pa, for recognizing. You'd think it would be tough when you're not in the playoffs to get excited for this, but this has been a really fun season, so I'm happy to be here. Tua against Baltimore, that'll be nice. I mean, that's a 1 o'clock game. It would be fun if that was a primetime game to have the head-to-head of those quarterbacks. I know Tua's missing at least Waddle this week, but as long as Hill is playing, he still has weapons to go to. Oh, how's Hopkins been with Titans have been really stinking. That really blew it for Pa too. 4 points last couple of weeks. I don't like that too much. My brain is telling me Mark. But something in my gut is saying Pa. So I'm going to go with Big Pa here to get third place, get that first third place finish of his career. All right, now for the big one. And Wes has started out strong. 8 looking at Breece Hall across the lineup. Of course, Marty has Breece Hall in the Dynasty League, so it's probably bittersweet watching him score 30 points on Thursday. Wes got 10 from the Jets D and 12 from Brandon Aubrey. He's just been one heck of a kicker to own. Easily positioned, ranked number 1 there. Marty on the other side, only 7.3 from Gibbs. Had to be pretty disappointing last night. But again, Marty's been team of the week 3 weeks in a row. So the fact that West is projected 30 points up right now, I would still call this game closer to a coin flip. Fantasy Pros had Marty at a 99 ranking this week and West at a 95. So I'd say West is probably slightly more than evened it with the really good start. Marty still has Josh Allen against New England. I like that a lot better than Patrick Mahomes with how the Chiefs' offense has been recently. Caffrey against Washington. Wouldn't be surprised if he could match Brees Hall. I mean, 30 points, just about what McCaffrey's averaging this season, which just sounds insane to say. Last time he scored under 20 was 18 a few weeks ago, and the last time he scored 20 before that was way back in week 6. So you think for West, Brees has maybe neutralized the McCaffrey effect. Now, Gibbs at 7.3, probably like White to beat that. He's averaging 19, very consistently above it. He hasn't had under 15 points since week 6. So definitely like West to take a few points there. Say that matches Josh Allen. I'm just going to keep going just like this, position versus position. DJ Moore against Devontae Adams. Now, Moore's position ranked 10 on the year, and he is boom bust, which in these kind of matchups you got to keep an eye on. Last 2 weeks, while Marty's been team of the week, he's only scored 9.2 and 4.8, but we've seen him put up 27 before 27, 22, 22. So the high score is definitely there. Devontae Adams, one of your bigger busts of the year, still position ranked 18, but way too many dud games where he just isn't as involved in the offense as we'd like for him to be. 1.4 last week, 24, 12, 12 the week before. I say that's kind of a wash right now at this point in the season, how everything's gone. Michael Pittman, questionable for taking that big hit versus the Steelers. But he's going to play. Obviously missed last week. Only missing 1 week from that hit is pretty nice for Marty to have him back out there. And Pittman has been a find this year after really disappointing last year. Has a better place in this offense, the way they're scheming now. Even before exiting that game early, he had 12, and before that, we're looking at 19, 27, 20. So Pittman, you're counting on for a good 17 plus points. A.J. Brown, a monster. But we've seen him, and this has been frustrating for me in Dynasty. He's such a monster, and then occasionally just seems to disappear. See 1.8, 6.9, only 10.6 in round 1 of the playoffs when West was on a bye. I like Brown more, obviously, than Pittman. Not by as much as I think I should, if that makes any sense. Maybe that's just because I'm a little sour from losing this past week in Dynasty, but Brown should be a CeeDee Lamb level of amazing insta-start, insta-stud, and he's just been very, very good. Well, maybe I'm just asking too much. Evan Ingram, Marty's nice value acquisition from me. Nobody else was interested in Evan Ingram. He went out and got him. Position ranked 6 on the season. Tight ends, of course, can be very inconsistent, but Ingram has also put up, over the last 4 weeks, 17, a 32, and a 23. Down week was 7, but for your tight end, you're pretty happy there. Dalton Schultz, Wes, position ranked 10, also a pretty steady guy. A little more prone to big down weeks, but he can match Ingram. Got to be about a wash. Maybe a tilt more in Evan Ingram's favor, but probably not as much of a difference as between Brown and Pittman. Right now, going through all these positions and what's already been played, I think slightly leaning West, not by a ton. Debo against Kamara. This will be really interesting. 1 o'clock, and all of these games are 1 o'clock. So I wish I could be around. My parents are here in town, so I'm going to be hanging out with them. I wish I could do a bit of a live stream for these 1 o'clock games, because that's when everything in this championship is going down. Kamara against Tampa Bay. Kamara put up only 8.5 last week. Otherwise, he hasn't scored less than 10 all season. The model of consistency. Debo Samuels, position ranked 13th for wide receivers on the year. and he has more boom potential, a little more variance in in Debo's scores than Kamara's, putting up 40 back-to-back weeks, week 13 and 14. So Marty, really keys I'm looking for. Does he get a boom game from either DJ Moore and or Debo Samuel to give him a very high score for the week? Packers against Minnesota. Packers have not been a great defense this year. Marty's playing the matchup. Minnesota, I forget who's starting for them, but they changed quarterbacks again. Somebody in the chat, who's starting for the Vikings this week would be helpful for me. Who beat me in Dynasty? I can't remember, Parker. For the life of me, can't remember who beat me in Dynasty. Sorry, I'm all over the place with my tabs here. I don't like the Packers to match 10 points from the Jets. You're hoping with a good matchup, though. Bad quarterback starting, you always could get turnovers, but the Packers have played some bad teams. It's 16 against Detroit somehow, 15 against the Rams. I just don't feel good about that. I don't think they match that 10 points of the Jets. I don't think they go negative, and I don't think Myers matches Aubrey. That could be my other key. So my two keys, three. Three keys is cleaner, right? So one, what's the gap between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes? And that's assuming Allen outscores him. Mahomes averaging 20 points a game. Just not the top quarterback you want him to be. Allen averaging 25. Allen can get more than 10 points. That swings things in Marty's favor. Key 2, DJ Moore, Debo Samuel. Can we get a big boom game from one of them? And 3, can the Packers and Jason Myers not lose by too many points to this 22 that Wes's defense and kicker put up? Those are my 3 things. Marty needs 2 of those. He needs either a nice 8 to 10 point gap for Josh Allen, a boom game, or 1 or 2 boom games from Moore and Samuel. Obviously, no bust games. And Packers and Myers don't do too badly. Overall, chasing the points. Wes probably on paper, projection 61% is probably right. But I've been on the Year of Marty bandwagon since before it started. And I'm picking Marty to win it all because I believe in stories over everything. Thank you guys so much for being here for this season. Jaron Hall, Parker says Jaron Hall, the rookie, is starting for the Vikings. Yeah. First game in the NFL. Yeah, I could see the Vikings having some turnover, or Packers having some turnover potential there. I like the call. Marty, championship. Thank you guys for being here. It's a great season. I appreciate you guys very much. I appreciate the appreciation coming this way, but it's the players that make this league so great. Good luck to everybody who's still playing for something important. We'll see you in the off season.